He's back. The last time I saw him was when I was 9. He sincerely terrified me back then. To think now, though as a grown woman, that I'm still seeing him chills me to my core. Hey, that was a strange year. 9. Every night, like clockwork, at 1 a.m., he'd be sitting on the edge of my bed, a stocky shadow figure. No distinct detail, almost like looking at a shadow on the ground, just with a level of depth like a person. What bothered me was the smell. The most rancid smell, like rotten eggs, so foul it permeated my entire room and never seemed to go away. And his voice. It was unlike anything I've ever heard to this day. A low predatory tone, almost like a wolf growling at me. Sometimes if I didn't pay close attention, I couldn't even understand the words. I don't know why he came or why he went, much less why he's back again. I used to call him the Dark Man. Seeing as how I was 9, it made sense, and naturally, no one believed me. You're just having a bad dream, my parents would say. And after so long of hearing that, I started to believe that myself. As I got older and he stopped showing up, I choked it up to sleep paralysis. Everything matched the ominous feeling of a malevolent presence. A weight on my chest, completely immobilized. I couldn't talk, I couldn't scream, I couldn't do anything. I guess he knew when I would be awake, because when I would wake, shuddering in fear, all I would hear is that low growl, "Go to sleep." I guess he knew when I would be awake, because when I would wake, shuddering in fear, all I would hear is that low growl, "Go to sleep." It was as quiet as a whisper, but felt like he was screaming it at me through the silence. I remember after a year I had had enough, and my brave 9, turning 10-year-old self decided it was time to take a stand. This time I waited up until 1 a.m. I saw the door creeping open and my heart dropped. He flowed almost like smoke, but this time he didn't sit down. He just stood at the foot of my bed. From what I can see, staring at me, looking at the shadow, he had no facial features. I felt a piercing stare, though in past eye contact. He was looking into my soul. "Go to sleep," he said in that low growl that I feared. I stared at him, petrified. "Go to sleep," he said again, only this time it was audibly louder. No, I'm scared of you," I said. "Go to sleep," he repeated. "Go to sleep." I could hear, no feel, the evil coming from him. "Dad!" I whimpered. "Go to sleep," he roared as he moved closer to me. "No, Mom, Dad!" I shouted as loud as I could. They burst into the room, frantically flipping on the lights. "What's wrong?" they demanded. "The Dark Man," I cried. "He wants me to go to sleep. I don't like sleeping when he's in here." They were more than concerned. They were a little freaked out themselves. "Can't you smell him?" I whimpered. "Honey, smell who?" my mother said, trying to comfort me. "The Dark Man! He smells like bad eggs. Can't you smell this?" I said, wiping tears from my eyes. My mother just looked at my father. "Honey, why don't you come sleep in our bed tonight? We will get this all sorted out in the morning," my father reassured me. It was much more comforting sleeping in their room. And the next day my father went out and brought me a nightlight. I seriously had my doubts it would work, but nonetheless, I went with it. Sure enough, the Dark Man didn't show back up. This only solidified my parents' belief that I was just scared of the dark and they thought nothing more of it. If only they had knew the year of torment I had been through. I hadn't seen the Dark Man for nearly 11 years, and now I live on my own. Well, a college dorm, but regardless, I'm away from home. For the most part, I put aside any idea that the Dark Man even existed. Like I said, I choked it up to sleep paralysis and an overactive imagination of a 9-year-old, but last night, he came back. I don't know why. All I know is I woke up facing my alarm clock. Its red glow filled my gaze. 1 a.m., and there was a weight at the foot of my bed, almost as if something were sitting there. Paralyzed, my heart started racing. This can't be real, this can't be real, this can't be real, I thought. And then I heard him an all too familiar voice. Go to sleep, the voice growled. I tried to move, scream, anything, but to no avail. Eventually, I fell back asleep, but I can assure you that I did not get any rest. I woke up drenched in sweat, my heart racing. I looked around the room, the sunlight was brightly shining through my dorm window. Please, I thought, just let it be a bad dream. I thought as hopefully as I could. I went through my day as best I could, trying to recount the events of the nights before, comparing it to my childhood terrors. Same voice, same damn rotten egg smell. It's still clinging to my nostrils. What else? The dreams, there were no dreams, not back then and not last night. But what does this mean? I wondered. Tonight I'm gonna go to sleep. If I'm right, he will be there, 1 a.m. on the dot. I don't have a roommate, and honestly, I think it's for the best. I feel like if I tried to explain this to anyone, they would try to send me to a mental hospital. I can't blame them. But I want answers. Who is this, and why did he come back? It's about 12:45 right now. Terrified is an understatement of how I feel. But I can either live with this or figure it out. Maybe it's a lost soul and just needs help finding the light. I honestly don't have any clue. There it is. The smell. It's closely followed by a daunting dread that has overcome my entire body. I'm recording all of this on a digital recorder that I usually use for lectures. I need to hear if anything comes back on the audio. I need to know that I'm not insane. I am going to be as descriptive as I can from here on out, calling out as much detail of this encounter as I can. The door is opening. I'm getting a feeling of weight on my chest right now. This feels like nothing more than perpetual fear clouding the room. He's walking in. Go to sleep. That all too familiar low growl. Who are you and what do you want? Go to sleep. Again, getting louder. No! I'm not scared of you anymore. Tell me who you are. I demanded, filled with fear. I tried not to show it. Go to sleep. His voice rang out like being front row at a concert. He's moving closer now. No, I said. He's right in my face. I'm staring at him right now. It's like staring into the deepest, darkest abyss imaginable. He's not saying anything, he's just standing here. Who are you? I demanded. And that's all I can remember. When I woke up a couple of hours later, my recorder was smashed. Luckily, the SD card wasn't damaged. When I played it back, I heard everything clear as day. Only the dark man's voice sounded identical to mine. Like I was talking to myself. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe this is all in my head. No, it can't be, it can't be. What does he want? Why won't he leave me alone? Why was it my voice saying to go to sleep?